Why, hello there. Ah, welcome to another stream. I may have done a couple of things off stream, just a few things, just a little bit of stuff, you know, just a little stuff, not a lot of stuff, just very few things that I have done off stream. Just a tiny little bit of things. Welcome, Simax. I'm sure you will also notice that things are quite different. How are we doing today? Yeah, I think I've done quite well. Does from down here, does it even render? Doesn't render that last. Interesting. Almost perfect. What went wrong? Oh, the N24. Well, don't remember what that is. But I hope it goes well. Wait, are you not? Yeah, I guess you're set to be invisible anyway. If you made it for the warm-up. The N24? What? Huh? Don't I don't really get it. Remind me what the N24 is. Oh god. No, I forgot. Well, where is the bulb? It's called the light tube because I gave it two names. That's right. I almost forgot. Is it 20? The N24 is a 24-hour race on the Nürburgring circuit. Did I Nürburgring? Burgering. But the first U has a funny symbol on top of it, so I'm not sure I'm pronouncing it correctly. "24-hour race" sounds hard. Anyway, let me show you what has happened. First of all, we have full screen.
Remember, exiting your assigned sector
I know
will
this is
lead
very
to
exciting.
your termination.
Yeah, I figured it's German. It does feel very German. We do have that. We also have over here updated lighting. There is actual light here and the emissive textures are correct. Quite good if I do say so myself. We have this new room, which is not at all. It is not at all. How do you call it? Ominous. No, it looks perfectly fine to me. Nothing wrong could happen here. Hmm. Hmm. Why is the Ah, now it is visible. Okay, I just need to re-import that fuse because it has the incorrect texture. Now, we do also have this up here. Do you see that? Don't know why I put it up there, but if I shine a light on it, you might be able to see it. Anyway, that's the fuse box. And now see, I fixed this. And now I'm gonna fix that is also broken. Now I'm gonna fix that. The broken light. Oh, Max Verstappen is racing. Is it just one driver for all of the 24 hours or... Okay. Or are there multiple drivers? Splendid. Okay, that would have been pretty insane if it was one driver. Is this still broken? Yes, this is still broken. Excellent. Can you not... No, you can see. Okay, it was trolling. Okay, 4 drivers is reasonable, I think. I need to re-import some of these. Where is the ceiling light attachment? Re-import the fuse. The fuse, re-import the fuse and the fuse slot. Alright, and now the textures are correct. Excellent. Now, I don't know if there has been any visible drop in texture quality. Don't think it's really noticeable. 1 hour stints, and each driver will drive for about 4 stints. So they just drive for an hour, then the next one drives for an hour, then the next one drives for an hour, and they just loop. They just loop 6 times then. I suppose that would be the best way to go about it, to minimize exhaustion. Why are you... I didn't re-import you, did I? Did I even export you from Blender? Only one way to find out. Blender models here, and barracks is up here. No, not the pods, the barracks. Okay, and if I can find it. You should be using the atlas. Okay, yes, you are... Yeah, you work correctly. Well, that sounds interesting, even though I don't entirely understand it a whole lot. Or at all. I don't really understand it, but you know, that does sound interesting. Oh. Whoa. Whoa, okay. Huh. Yeah, I suppose this is lighting. Yes. Look at how hard it is to see anything down here. How many crashes? I mean, I suppose crashes are to be expected on a race like this. But how bad? How bad are we talking about? Let me know while I do some things over here. Disposal should instantiate interactable. Last year, only about a third of cars actually finished the race. Okay, well, that is. Uh, I'm not sure what to say about that, but yes, sure. Did anyone die? Was everyone okay? Hmm. You are a bit of a more complex model, so I might have you disappear at a distance. Okay. No, I know that they have maximized the safety of the cars over the years, but no, it's good to be sure, you know. All right. I suppose that's good that you will tell me when someone crashes. Hmm. Marshal posts. Wait, right, it's like, how long did you say it is? 20 kilometers? Over 20 kilometers. That is a long way. Well, I'm sure our boy Max will do great. Hmm. Wow, that did nothing. Yeah, I guess. Ooh, huh. This is a strange look. Huh. No, actually, if I could get it to look like this, I wouldn't hate it, honestly. Hmm. Within eye vision of each other. Okay. That sounds like there are a lot of people there trying their best to ensure nothing goes wrong, which I suppose is to be expected. Oh, whoa. Okay, that is interesting. Very interesting. Hmm. Ah, yes, good old normal. Okay, I should stop fooling around. Yay, Max is leading. Go, Max. Don't actually know if I should be saying that I don't remember. My sister told me a couple of things about Formula One, but I forgot. This is incorrect. I don't care though. Well, if you're rooting for Maximax, then I too am rooting for Max, I guess. We are all rooting for Max. And you are rooting for 3 cars and 2 of them are GT3s. What does that mean? What does GT3 mean? You are saying things, but I do not know what the things you say mean. Why are you here? Ah? Okay, that's strange. How did that end up there? Actually, make it a bit brighter. Well, I figured it would be a type of car. You know, that much was sort of obvious. More like a class. Okay. The overall class for GT3 is SP9. Sure. Do we say that SP9 or SP-9? Does it have to be -9? Mercedes GT3. I see. Do the drivers also share the same car, or does each of the 4 drivers for each team have a different car? Or do they all have the same type of car, but it's a different car? Kevin Estra's car, which is a Porsche GT3, and for Jimmy Broadbent's car, which is an 82. Okay. Not here. Go to the scripts folder. Yes. Shut up. Okay, the drivers are the same car. Good to know, I think. Probably, maybe. Yeah, good to know. I am gonna go with good to know. Alright, now what do we want? Signal. An A2 car is pretty much a cup car, Porsche GT3 cup, but using a different type of fuel. And what is a cup car? Okay, we need this. This I think. It is a Porsche 911 GT3 Cup. Great for them. You may have also noticed I changed the font. It is now a different font. I like this font. It's the... Don't remember what it's called. Fonts Nihonium 113. So yeah, that's the font. It is now harder to see what it's. God. Better? Okay, so what do we want to do? We want, first of all, on ready, var player body character body 3D. Do not give up on me now. And proto controller. Yeah, no, I'm gonna stick with this. I just scaled the font up to 20 instead of 18. You know what I should have done? I should have looked up how to do a menu, because having settings implemented one of these days would be pretty nice. Anyway, layer dot inventory size var loop. Well, I guess now we don't really need. Just need a var c, and for c in player inventory size, if that would be if player inventory c this is text. How do we work with text? Contains broken and player inventory c erase. Is erase something that we can do? Not sure it is. It's probably fine. Max is flying, he's extending the lead like 3 seconds a lap. With the context of how long a lap is, that is probably really good. And what the differences between the drivers are. You said the race has been going for how long? 3 hours? So is Max the fourth driver in his team or the third? Eight seconds a lap, that is a lot more impressive. The sec? Wait, he's the second? I guess 3 hours doesn't mean that they started 3 hours ago. Well, okay. And there was a driver that did only an hour, and Max got in. Okay, I think. Ah, he has just been driving longer. Is that something he's allowed to do? I guess since he's doing it, he's probably allowed to do it. Hopefully. Ready var sound audio stream player 3D audio stream player 3D. He has 2 hours left in his stint. No, you didn't. No, clearly. No, I don't think you did, because you gave me a very different impression with the last explanation. You gave me a very different impression with the last explanation you gave.
Remember, exiting your assigned sector will lead to your termination.
A stint lasts an hour. After the stint, you change the tires, and a driver drives 4 stints every time he's in the car. Every couple stints, you fuel the car. Okay. Okay. Alright. In that case, there is like a thing for a race. I don't remember it though. Push. Remove at. Right. What is that? This is useless code that is not used anymore. But I do need remove at. So thank you. Here, player inventory, remove add the player inventory, remove at C. Okay. Car might have just crashed. I saw something that was going very slowly. Oh, well, that's exciting and mildly concerning.
Remember, exiting your assigned sector
I will say
will lead to your termination.
the doors now need a new sound effect because this does not match their animation anymore, which saddens me greatly. This is the wrong place to be going. That was a lot of noise. Oh, well, I guess it's a good thing no one got hurt, is what I meant. Valid access to property or key 1. Ah. Oh, wait, no. Every driver goes 3 stints. Max just speeded and they are changing drivers. Okay. Good to know. Also, either just a... You know what? I know what I did wrong. This is what that's supposed to look like.
Remember, exiting
That's
your
not what you should
assigned
look like.
sector will lead to your termination.
No, I sure am glad I have this flashlight. Imagine not having this flashlight. Thank... Okay. Thank God I've always had this very useful flashlight. Why? Oh, well... No, I get it. I think, at least. If this does what I remember it to. What I believe it does. If it's going to give me the tooltip one of these days. Pretty please. Okay, I guess I'm not getting the tooltip. Everyone in the top 6 speeded. Okay, that's a lot of people that just speeded. Now how do I solve this? I think I know. Okay. Var list if contains C, then var list array, then list append or push back. Because append just puts it while it's the end of the array. Right, so it will find 1, then 2, but we wanted to do the opposite, so push front adds an element at the beginning of the array. Yes. Okay. And after it does this, we are going to do for C in list size layer inventory remove at the list C, and this should work. And also put the actually put it here, sound dot play for when we do have a sound. And
Remember,
who
exiting your
Breitel
assigned
replaced
sector
Max?
will lead to your termination.
Okay, that's good, I think. I think my inventory has been cleared. So now I can pick up these Jules Gunun. Gunun? I hope that's how you say that. Alright, this also now has two sides. I forgot about it. Look, it's no longer transparent. Okay, this works. Splendid. Remove this fuse since it's broken. Come in here. Take that fuse from up there. You've no clue. Okay, fair enough, I suppose. Throw the broken fuse and put the fixed one in here. Excellent. Very good, as they say. Okay, that was that. Now, I would like to go and do a little something in here. Yes, sure. I'm gonna call you Alpha 2 now. You deserve it, probably. And I'm going to do this. And I'm going to do the 36. Okay, this might be a bit too much, but 590 and well, If I recall correctly, I think this should be times 1.334, which is 780, 790? Maybe? It doesn't sound right. I did something wrong. Oh well. Maybe I didn't. Okay. Yeah, no, I remembered correctly. So this is probably right. Also, this year we'll have a lot of crashes because the temps will be near freezing and we'll get lots of rain. It will be a very dramatic year, I guess. I don't know.
Remember,
Look how
exiting
much sharper
your
the image is.
assigned sector will lead to your termination.
It's still pixelated, but also the right. It's also a lot more, how do you call it? The camera sensitivity is a lot higher now. Not sure if I like it, but then again, that is why we need to have available options. Thing is, I have no idea how to do options. Not really, at least. Have fun playing Metal Gear Solid 5, Rachel. Oh, Rachel is playing Metal Gear Solid 5. Woo. Oh god, I should turn those notifications off, definitely. Okay, and now my inventory should be empty. And your light is no longer baked. Well, in that case, if your light is no longer baked, let me bake it. 3D view, bake light maps. Woohoo! The light maps are being baked. Woohoo! They have been baked. So very exciting. Now we can see what it looks like. Wow. It looks a bit like what it looked like before, but different. Now I wonder for another thing, because I remember I can mess with the camera over here. And I could turn on auto exposure. I am a bit interested in what kind of difference. Whoa.
Remember,
Okay,
exiting your
that's
assigned
bright.
sector will lead
That,
to your
good god, that is
termination.
bright. Right, it makes the darker parts. Why are you? Oh, god. If I look at this, it should get darker. So then Yeah, and it adjusts. Okay, I think we are not gonna do that. Let the auto exposure be. We don't need it. Compositor. Wait, I don't have the environment. Okay. I thought I did. Could maybe scale you up, but probably shouldn't. Projection perspective, Doppler tracking. Nah. Simulation by tracking position of objects that are changed. Change the narrative of this camera compared to specify how audio is perceived. Okay, don't really care about that. I can turn down the far distance. I don't know if it actually does anything, but like don't need a lot because the fog be how it be. Like I can absolutely just turn this down to like 50. Not sure if turning it down to 50 actually has any effects, but I can do that. Does it run better? I don't know. What does this say? Doesn't say a lot, but what do the monitors say? Okay, remember these CMAX. Oh, that's fine.
Remember,
What
exiting
do they
your
say
assigned
now?
sector will lead to your
That looks
termination.
worse. It may be because I'm tabbed out though. Hmm. That's strange. Okay. Sure. I guess. Don't know if there were any changes here. The graph is way too small for me to see anything. Evaluator. What does the evaluator do? I don't remember.
Remember, exiting your assigned sector will lead
Monitors.
to your
That
termination.
decreased it. Why did that decrease it? That expression to evaluate. Alright, there's this too. Almost forgot about it. Look at all the colors go. Hmm. Okay. Well, anyway, now what do we need to do? I have done absolutely nothing this whole time. What needs to be done? So we can do a few different things. We could... I could work on like the opening cutscene, I guess? A cutscene. But then I would need to make a model. And then animations. I could work on the logic for ending the quote-unquote level and progressing. Kevin Esther Scarspan, they were P2. V2 Ultra Kill? That is much better. I'm still unsure as to what I'm looking at, but sure linked. And big damage. Simbax, you've lost me. Can I render viewport? Render 3D scene, 1.33 milliseconds. It wasn't a spin, he crashed, lost the rear. Very bad, I guess. Okay, I guess I can look into this to see render sky. FSR2. Wait, FSR2? What do we need FSR2 for? Render opaque, 0.13. What is FSR2? Is it what rendering? Huh. Stuff. Where is the... Now I should just... Oh, scaling 3D. So the scaling ability scaling there's a different resolution to either undersample or supersample. The super resolution abbreviated FSR is an upscaling that produces high quality images at fast frame rate. Mustang crashed in the same spot as Kevin. The entire front end of the car is gone. That sounds pretty bad. Wow. Also, on more important matters, the little guy is not where he's supposed to be. Anyway.
Remember, exiting your assigned
What does
sector
the profilers
will
have to say now? Do not fit to frame, please. Yeah, FSR is gone. And the monitors. God, the process dropped. Why did I have that max is down to P2 now? No, wait, is that bad? That sounds bad. No, the process has dropped. Okay, why is it? Why did I have FSR2 enabled? Why the hell did I have FSR2 enabled? Look at the drop at the video memory. Huh? Why did I? What other stupid settings do I have enabled? Why did I have FSR and why did I ever do that? Also, remind me again, did I ever fix this? Because it had stopped working at some point. No, you're still not working. Anyway, here's a fun fact. You can just stick your head through here. This is something that I can do. Anyway, okay, why did I have FSR? That's a big spike. Good white 3 milliseconds. I mean, this here is fine, but why? What happened here? White 3. This looks a lot smoother now, though, without FSR. That's just the render. Render opaque pass. Okay, what is the big blue here? Render omni light shadows. Okay, well, I can't do too much about that. What is the big purple here? Render opaque pass. Alright. Well, I managed to destroy that, whatever it to destroy the big spikes. Still doesn't matter. Calumny, like, dear God. All the culling, oh my. Render omni light shadow. Okay, the culling and the rendering takes a lot on the CPU. I mean, a lot, a lot considering. Actually, wait, are you? Wait. No, it doesn't change between those. Frame percent. Okay, frame time. I wish I could pinpoint this same time frame in both of these. I can't really do that though. Okay. The spikes here are a lot worse. This is about as close as they get to being similar. I have no idea what the hell is even going on up here. Like, there's too much stuff. If I could find a way to cull the shadows, that would be great. To cull the shadows better, I should say, but I'm not sure I can do that. It's the same because the rendering and culling the shadows is what seems to be taking the biggest toll on the CPU. Though I don't know if we care too much about that. Also, look at what happens to the viewport. Oh my god. Anyway. Yeah. I think we improved. The performance. Oh, anyway. Forget about all of that. 7.6. Okay. Video memory, texture memory. 30 megabytes for textures and 53 in general for video. I do kind of need, I really want to do the three things now. And like, they are all kind of linked, to be fair. The least important of this is having a cutscene for starting the day. Then the other important thing is, the other thing I want to do is having like a state for when the day can end, and also like a main menu and settings, which are also something that is needed. And they are all kind of connected, and I don't really know how to do any of that. Which, you know, is it's a little bit problematic when you don't, when that is the case. I'm not entirely sure. Also an inventory screen, which is for a HUD. An HUD. Before I do that though, I need to remember. I thankfully just remembered that the exterior gate is still broken. Why is this at half resolution? That's strange. Anyway, why are you broken? I do remember that you are broken. But why is that? Because you mask 3, but you must mask 2. Don't remember why. Really. But I do remember it to be true. I did have that idea in the beginning for a little
Remember,
company
exiting
style
your
HUD.
assigned sector will lead to your termination.
But then I thought about it again. And I realized... Whoa, complete darkness. Okay, now it actually works. Let us enjoy the mood in here. And I realized that you will likely often carry a lot more than 4 items. Which means... Thank you. I was thinking about what I could put as the title and I wasn't really coming up with any ideas. This does also need shading. And I wasn't really coming up with anything, so... I thought about it and I was like... I did a lot of things without streaming them, so yeah, this makes sense. I think it's a pretty good title. What happens if I see I am trapped? Someone is ringing the doorbell. I'm back. Although... Oh. Okay. Oh. Yay. Oh, that broke the door sequence. Oh, no. Well, it only broke it a little, I think. If this door opens again, then I am going to cry. All of the top cars have crashed. Excellent. Oh my. Going great. Okay, stop. There's no point. We can stop. I'm gonna have to figure out something to not let the player get stuck between the gates. So if your car breaks, does that mean that it's just the Jover? Or do they have backup cars? Ah, they just have a lot of parts, so... Okay. Hmm. Hmm. I see. Direction. What are you for? No, don't care. Shadow mask mode. The shadow masking policy to use for directional shadows from static objects that are baked. Not to cast shadows even outside the range defined by the direction. Voice is done by taking a text and saying shadow buffer the direction. Okay. Uh-huh. That happened to a lot of them. Is Max still going? Is our boy going on? Or has he been stopped? Alright. As long as Max is still going, all is good, probably. Now, what did I want to do? But they are over 6 seconds off of P1. No! Should I change you to... Okay. Paste. What will this do? Yeah, the thing can't happen, but you won't lie. The Mustang in P1 would not be a bad car to finish first. Well, okay, but the Mustang is not
Remember, exiting
quali.
your assigned sector
During quali they had a
will
problem
lead
and a
to
massive
your
leak.
termination.
I see. Yep. There I go. I think I did well with this. Okay, so a lot of things went badly for them. I see. Come back from the dead. 27 million. What? Oh, wait, was that when I was just stabbing? That was probably when I was just stabbing, wasn't it? Okay, well, I almost had a thing happen to me. What the hell happened here? What the hell happened here? Can I zoom in, please? No, I guess not. What is this giant red pillar? Excuse me. Excuse me, what is the giant red pillar that I am looking upon? Why can I not hover it? Is it something that happens a bunch of times? What? What? What happened? What happened here? Okay, you know, I should have cleared it, maybe. But a lot of me really doesn't want them to win because their number is they cannot be allowed to win CMAX. You are close to Germany, you must go there and sabotage them. They cannot be allowed to win. Right. No matter the cost. Okay, well, we have done basically nothing this whole stream. We have just been talking about cars, and I don't even know what I'm talking about. Congratulations, Simax, you've won. Okay. We want something to control. No, I could also. Yeah, yeah, you had a pretty good distraction after all. I can work on a few different things, but I still cannot decide what I really want to work on first. At this point, it is starting to get to a point where I would really like to start adding sound effects again, but I'm not gonna do that on stream. Don't get excited, Simax. Also, you know what? I have regretted one decision. Just remove the sky color again. Ambient light. Sure, put that on one. Reflected light. Reflected light? Use the background for reflections. Use the sky for what background is. Okay. Tone map. Filmic. Use filmic to prevent clipping by files. Second filmic to map curve. That is a choice bright file for a more realistic size. Whoa.
Remember, exiting your assigned sector will lead to your termination.
Not sure what to think about it, but it is interesting. Don't really like it, to be entirely honest, but huh. I will keep you in mind, sir. What about filmic? And what about AGX? What is the description for AGX? Oh, it's adjustable. ATX white. White reference for photon mapping, which indicates where bright white is located. In the scale of values provided for valorization, it is recommended to set to at least 6. Higher values set less blown out highlights. So what you are telling me is that if I put it like 5, things will be brighter? I'm not sure.
Remember, exiting your assigned sector will lead to your termination.
Now it does look quite a lot like the other one. Okay, you know what? This is a kind of thing that I should be looking at in normal instead of KGX. Wait, 2 that does like, I think they retain more color. I want to say they retain more color. Yeah, definitely. What are you? No. Skin space ambient occlusion, no. Don't need screen space ambient occlusion. We're not weak. Ah. I'm not sure about this. I am still unsure. Linear, we know what it looks like. This just makes the lights too white. Don't like that it makes the light so white. Reinhardt changes nothing. Reinhardt literally changes nothing. Oh, wait. Yeah. Filmic does things that don't really like. I think I'm just gonna keep it that linear. Okay, well, I wasted even more time. Just like Stimax intended, it was all part of his evil plan. But now, I can do something. See, now there is a good way and a bad way of doing this. A good way is looking into custom resources, but resource. Do I just create a resource? Can I like level 0? Let's call it level. If I create this, am I just working with metadata now? And what can I do with this exactly? I can put another resource. Whoa. What is up? Not sure about custom resources. So as I was going to say, the intelligent way of doing that, of like having levels change, would be to use custom resources. To have things that you can change easy. I don't have that. So instead, main controller create. Instead. Don't really remember how loading things and unloading them goes, so I'm not gonna mess around with that right now. But I can make like a, let's say this is for level 0. Level 0. And it needs to have like an end state. So what would the end state be? I guess you need to have, must not have any broken items in your inventory, first of all. And second of all, just second actually, you need to have the light fixed and the light bulb fixed. What am I doing? You need to have the ceiling light. I'm sorry if that killed anyone from the sound. I hit the microphone. You need to have the ceiling light fixed and the fuse replaced. That shouldn't be too hard to check for, I think. Maybe. Yeah, I thought you'd hear that. So we need like a variable for the current level. Or like the current day, I guess. Current cycle. Which will be equal to 0 for a start. And so we need to get already if current cycle equals 0, then we want to get the, how do you call it? I want to get, well, first of all, we want to get the player. But, well, I can do that up here. Already var already var player, and the player would always be child1 equals character body 3D equals get child 0, not 1. If current cycle equals 0, then we want to get let's have actually no, I can't really do that. We want to get var broken light equals how do you call that? Needs to be day 0 light array 0, day 0 light array 0. Is light array 0 a child of something? Day 0 light array 0. No, I just named it weird. Why are you named like that? I guess I named the secondary weird more so, but whoever cares, it is not me. Light array 0. Okay, so we get light array 0. Get child 0. Get light 0. And we want use interactable and the ceiling light minigame. Okay, so that's the broken light. We also want var broken hues, which will be day 0 light array 1 don't... No, you do have a fuse interactable. And we just want the fuse interactable. Now, when do we check for the day to end? That's a great question, actually. When do we check for the day to end? I guess I could check every process frame. Don't love that idea. Could check for every physics process frame. That would also work. Hmm. Could check on interaction. Yeah, I could check on interact. Do I want to? I would also like var is the complete equals false from the start. I don't really like the idea of checking every frame, so let me go in here. No, not like that. Let me go here. And sort nearest. Oh god, why do I have you like this? That is horrible. Okay, wait, hold on a moment. I forgot that my code for the flashlight is bad. Is action pressed? Flashlight. Okay. Quick, before anyone notices. Why do you not like this? Ah, that's why. Okay, now you like it. Now it's all good. Okay, let me yoink this. And put it here. Expected. No, okay. All good. So we can still get. Not clarity in this current scope. Sure. If event is action pressed interact. Well, it was just checking every frame if you were pressing F. Instead of that, actually, that might be doing the same thing, but it feels more correct. It's just checking for when an input is made, instead of just every frame for no reason. Well, essentially no reason. If event is never pressed. if broken light is okay, one moment, let me get these. If broken light is visible, you are really annoying me. Do you know that game? Do you know that, sir? Broken light not declared in the current scope. It's literally declared on red, I guess. Fire broken light. Fire broken fuse. And I'm just gonna do this. And node 3D. And you're also node 3D. Great. If broken light is visible in 3 equals false, and broken fuse, can I do a check for the broken fuse? I do not remember. Fuse controller, do I have a boolean? Is minigame complete? I guess I could also check for his minigame complete. Fire light off lights. Do I not have a is fixed? Max's Karin is in P1 because Mustang pitted. Yay! Wait, I have an is broken. What am I talking about? If is broken, I assume at some point I change the is broken to false, to true, to false, yes. Is broken if animation fuse remove is broken. Okay. Else player inventory append fuse. Well, if fuse visible, fuse remove. Fuse visible, and player inventory has fuse and fuse show. Okay. If is broken equals true. If is actually that's enough. If is broken, then is broken equals false. Okay. In that case, I can now go back to the main controller and again, the broken fuse is broken equals false, and the player must not have inventory as it can't have anything broken. So can I check? I don't think I can check. Give me a description, please. No? Really? Okay. Has use broken. Broken, not Borken. Borken is probably German for something. Made play. Yeah, okay, that's how I put it. Use broken equals false. And player inventory has bulb broken equals false. That is a lot of end statements. Huh? And is they complete equals false. Okay, so if all of those happen, then is they complete equals true. And for now, I'm just gonna print they complete and put a breakpoint here, just so I know. So now if I haven't done anything horribly wrong,
Remember, exiting your assigned sector
I should be able to come
will
here.
lead to your termination.
Yes, my termination. And here pick up 2 tubes and pick up a replacement fuse. I should really move that lower down. Okay, switch the broken fuse with the good fuse. Open the door. Throw the broken stuff. Fix this. And turn on the light. Yay! It works. Just how I imagined it would. Woohoo! Yippee! Oh. Yeah, that doesn't look bad. What is that one? How high is that? I don't know. Ah, okay. Well, 3.37 milliseconds. That's fine by me, I think. Because 90,000 polygons, Jesus Christ. That is probably when I went into the... That's probably when I went into their room. Okay, well, yeah, that works. So now, with that done, you would be able to sleep and go into the next day. Which is not something that you can do, obviously. Because there is no next day. Because for a next day to exist, we need gameplay and a bunch of other things that we don't have. Give me a moment to hydrate. I will say I'm coming to the conclusion that these dev streams were really not that good of an idea. That happens sometimes, even to the best of us, and also the worst of us. Not sure in which category I belong. Not the best of us, but I'd also like to believe that not in the worst of us either. I disagree greatly. But all of us are entitled to our own opinions. Ah, God. Oh, it goes up to 107 draw calls. Wow. That's so not bad at all. Now, what else is there to do? Come over here, microphone. I could cable playing Marvel Rivals, cool. I could. What could I do? Simax, give an idea. Do you remember any of the things I had mentioned earlier? Hmm. Do you remember any of the things that I have mentioned? I have caught you lacking. Ha 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 ha. I knew you couldn't remember Jack shit. No, wait. The correct way to say that would be I knew you would remember Jack shit. Okay. No, I'm not saying it's your fault, but I knew it would happen. I can't really do the sounds. Like the sounds that I have left, I would like to record first. I have an idea for like the sound for the minigame. Minigame in heavy quotation marks. And I have an idea for like what do you call it? Uh, my brain is failing me. No, actually, just for that. But I can think of things for the others as well. The garbage, the disposal thing can't possibly be that hard, all things considered. I'm not about to record the voice lines. Not even think about that. But the other things feel a bit too hard because I don't really know how to work with them at the moment, so I would be going completely blind. We could. Don't, don't really like that idea though. Mm. Well, oh, hold on a moment. The fuse box does not. Also, how do you like the fuse box? Do you like the texture? It's a render of fuses. I actually have the render right here. See? It's basically the same thing. It doesn't scale. Yeah, I just rendered the fuses in the box and then put them in there. That's the exact same thing I did for the other box too. But the other box, the bulbs, they fit in a lot more neatly. Like you can see, there is the suggestion of the shape of 4 bulbs in there, kinda, sorta. Like 1 bulb, 2 bulbs, 3 bulbs, and the 4th bulb. And I think there were like 3 stacks or something. I think it was a smart move. I liked it at least. Actions. Okay. Yeah. Other things that I could do. I can. What did I want to do really? Mm. Well, no. I am thinking, but my brain is failing me. My brain may be failing me, but the paths I've made bring me joy. I have done good work here. That's not the point now. I could go through the slightly boring task of putting in the fuses into the rest of the corridors. It's not particularly exciting, but it's work that needs to be done. They won't be interactable, they will just be there to look good. Like a fuse down this corridor somewhere. A fuse in here in this room. And I guess a fuse for this singular light. Yeah, sure, I can do that. That's easy enough. Let's put in the fuses. Yay! It's the small things, really. A fuse slot. Alrighty. You need to go to 48x. I'm not sure about your Y. How high up are you? 0.25. Okay. So 0.25. Rotate you to face the correct way. And like the Z needs to be at 19.3, looks like. Yeah, okay, and just put a fuse in you. Okay, the fuse is way too low. Forgot about that. 1.3 looks like. Yeah, 1.3. One fuse down. Woohoo. Exciting stuff. Need a fuse in here as well. Put a fuse. Where is the room? Here is the room, I think. Is this? No, that is not the correct room. The room I'm looking for is room 2. Here. Put the fuse slot here. And then move the fuse over to there. And that wall. Transform, do a 180 please. Bit more forward. 15 minus 14.8. Are you touching with the wall? If you're not, you are close enough. 0.25y and like on the Z do a 1. Yeah, do a 1. Give you your fuse and put the fuse on 1.3 height. Excellent. And the final fuse. Wait, no, I also need a fuse for in here. I don't think there should be a fuse for in here though. For the chamber, for the exit chamber. But we do need a fuse in here, in the disposal chute. Chute? Is it chute? I don't remember. Chute. That sounds wrong. 0.25 on the X over here. Rotate you 180 over on the Z. Okay, the camera is not on a good spot. Okay, 2.2. You're not quite touching, but that's quite fine with me. And put you on -2. Then give you your fuse. And put the fuse up to 1.3. The fuse should be here. Okay. Fuse, give it to you. You must be the parent. 1.3. You cannot avoid paying for for child support. Fuse slot. You can't avoid child support forever. Fuse slot. It's true. The fuse slot was Virgil from Devil May Cry 5 all along. Oh god. Wait, no, not there. I thought the values were wrong. You belonged to a different fuse. That shouldn't have happened. Okay, and give you your fuse. Your child. Better take care of it, else I'm coming for you. And you don't want me coming for you. Probably. If you do, that's weird. Stop. Now I'm not actually gonna keep this room forever, so I'm not gonna bother with you. But yeah, that's the fuses placed. Excellent work, if I do say so myself. Okay, excellent maybe overstating it. Eventually I do want to replace the interactable doors that are just closed. But well, I don't know which doors I'm gonna use yet, so they can stay for now. I will also likely need like another something over here. Because if you remember Simax, as I had said on Bluesky, I am planning on having like a freight lift chamber. And I think that's gonna go somewhere further on that direction. I could also put it here. Remove this and put it there. That wouldn't be bad at all, actually. Yeah, why not? Yeah, that's a good idea. I should do that. Anyway. Yeah, that is something I can do, definitely. And yeah. I still am not sure, so I should give you a better idea of my vision, I think. So basically, on the left is going to be like subsector, not subsector, just sector 32. What do you mean? These are just personnel lifts. I want a freight lift. This is lift like for maintenance personnel and like guards if there need to be guards. The freight lift will just be for cargo. Because, you know, eventually these bulbs and the fuses will run out and the panel will fall out and you will need a replacement and yada yada yada. So it will just carry a lot of heavy things. Like a freight whatever would do. Naturally. As I was saying, on the left as you exit and enter, on the left of the barracks, when I give directions like left or right, I'm talking about the entrance to the barracks. So left as you exit the barracks and right as you exit the barracks. On the left of the exit is going to be eventually the entrance to sector 32. Don't know how far it's going to be, but it's going to be to the left. On the right is going to be the exit to sector 34. And somewhere further in is going to be the freight lift. For other rooms, I am not entirely certain yet. There's probably going to be some kind of pump room because, you know, you need water and stuff probably to be taken down here and back up. So a pump room will be somewhere in here probably. Where exactly, I don't know. So the rooms I need to make are basically the freight lift chamber, chamber for the pump, the gate for the sectors. I need to make graphics for the sectors and stuff like text to put on the walls to have for when I need it. So like I can write on the wall sector 32 and sector 34 and sector 33 and exit to exterior, stuff like that. Which I will make probably in GIMP and then have them as textures on 2D planes. Yeah, now I don't have a lot of ideas for other rooms, to be honest. Like, I'm not sure what else could be down here, and that would be useful to have. Like, I've thought of some things like some kind of hydroponic farm, but that feels like something you would want to have further up for the people, for the actual people with human rights who live here, to take advantage of it and use it and have jobs there instead of the maintenance workers taking care of it. It's going to be a bit strange, you know. A generator room could work. A big old generator room that could absolutely work. So I have like 3 extra rooms, the freight lift chamber, the pump and the generator, and then I also have the exits for each adjacent sector. You're only gonna have tasks in 3 of those, but you will eventually need to go to sector 34 as I had mentioned to find the dead body. How exactly the story and the tasks are gonna play out, I am unsure for now. But you know, probably like, I don't know, on day 2 for a civilization that advanced, yes, go on. Shouldn't they have a reactor there? Yeah, it could be a reactor too. I would have to look into how reactors work. But it could be a reactor. I mean, there's no issue with it being a reactor. That's a nice idea. I don't mind it. Well done, Simax. Like some kind of nuclear reactor. You know, actually, with the conditions of Jupiter being able to get us, I shouldn't be thinking about that too much. That's too much science. Let's leave science be. I should leave science be. I should leave science to be. I should. How does that? No, that makes sense? Question mark? I'm not sure. Doesn't matter. Yeah. Also, I want to have a lift come through one of these at some point. Just for the visual, I think it will be cool. What can I say? I do want to have a lift come down through probably this shaft. It's not going to be something you will be able to interact with, but you will be able to drop onto it if you want, so that the system kills you when you get out of your sector. So it will just go down, 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 and then stop, and then the announcer will be like, "You are out of your sector, get back immediately or face the consequences." And I'm sure someone is going to just drop just to see what happens, and they will be very upset afterwards probably, but they should have seen it coming. It's their fault, really. Yeah, I don't think I will have the freight lift show up. Although now that I think about it. Now that I think about it. Having like a crane that you have to. Huh. Yeah, what if you could. What if you could use a crane and you needed to take cargo off? Huh. That's a good idea. Why, well done, me. I still don't think the actual lift itself will be interactable. It will just, like on day 3, say, let's say day 3, it will just be already down there and you will have to take a big, like, what are they called? A cargo container off of it with a crane. I am sure that will not be a pain to implement at all. Not in the slightest. But I think it will be worth it because it will actually be it's wildly interesting gameplay. Okay. Yeah, that was a good brainstorming session, I guess. What else could we do? The reactor, I will have to look into nuclear reactors to see what I can do for it, how I can make it work. So I'm not gonna touch that right now, but some kind of maintenance will be required at that too, I guess. For the pump, a good few things can be done with the pump, I suppose. I'm not sure just what though. It will be a pretty big pump. It needs to be a pretty big pump. I guess the pump needs to deliver water to the nuclear reactor. Yeah, that is something that needs to happen, so found a great reason for the pump to exist. So the pump, how can a pump break and how can a guy fix it? Is the question we need to ask ourselves. I'm not entirely certain what the answer. I'm not sure about filters. Because the filter feels like something you just pull it out, take a replacement and put it back in, which is exactly what the fuse is. So that feels a bit pointless. I guess there could be like a leak somewhere and you have to like set off the intake valve, turn off the pump. Not necessarily in that order. I don't love that either though. I'm not sure about it. You know, the pipe is not. Yeah, we did talk about leaking pipe, but the pipe is not a given that it will exist. It is undecided. So, if it could come in into a pump room, I don't know. Maybe it's a good idea. I guess I should look into how pumps work as well and how they can break. Uh, hmm. Something electrical burning. That wouldn't be a bad idea. Maybe. A pump is a bit tricky, isn't it? Mm. I don't completely remember how. Well, it depends on the pump. The vacuum pumps work in a specific way. Like there are a lot of pumps. Like there is a pump that doesn't have any moving pieces because it's it just uses the water to. I don't remember how it works, but it's really cool. But yeah, I don't really remember how pumps work. I think usually they have like a fan that spins inside them. I feel like I remember that, but I don't remember why the fan is in there or how exactly it works. Yeah, like not a fan, a literal fan, but like they have something that spins inside them. Well, yes, but the fan is inside. And also, that's just that's just the lights again, but instead of opening a light and replacing light bulbs, you're opening a pump. Could be like a could be like the water intake is not giving enough water. We will have the screw. Yes, of course. How could I forget the screwdriver? Could be like a thing where the pump intake is not delivering enough water, so you need to like redirect water from how are the, what are they called? Tanks So it could be like that kind of puzzle, like make sure the pumps are not, make sure there is not a shortage anywhere else in the network, but redirect enough to you until the water supply is back. That could be an interesting puzzle, I think. Yeah, about water pressure, I guess. Hmm. Doesn't. Yeah, not a bad idea. I'm going to regret. I'm going to regret this later. You know, absolutely when I actually have to make that work. But yeah, sounds fine. Sounds like a fine idea. The thing is, how will you do it? I think it would be best if there was some kind of interface, because if you are just pulling valves, that doesn't really give a lot of room to work with. No, I just thought about something. Ventilation. We also need ventilation, so something could happen there as well. Air pumps. The pump room and the air pump room. Well, you know, it's a massive structure. You need to have air traveling through it somehow. You can't rely on the lift shafts. That could also be a thing, and that could also. Yeah, that would also give me an opportunity to have like more decorations in the corridors, because pipes are great and all, but like, yeah, they don't make sense just being around when all you need them for is the nuclear the nuclear power plant. I guess I'd also need like a room for you to get food and water, but that wouldn't have anything for you to fix or break. So that's a secondary goal. That is not a priority. Okay, well, we had some pretty good ideas. We do sadly need that. Pantheon Bioengineering has not yet been able to make attendants that do not need water or food. They need to eat and drink at least once every day. Not at least once. They need to drink and eat once every day to sustain themselves. Hmm. You do bring up a good point. Simax bathrooms. That is true. We do need bathrooms. Huh. Didn't think about that one. No, absolutely not. I'm not having broken taps. Clicking. No, I could do a lot in a broken bathroom on visuals. But also, like, how do I make that work exactly? The toilet isn't going to be broken, don't be. Well, I guess it can break just on its own. How high budget do I want to go with the toilet? No, the toilets could just be a hole in the floor. Just don't miss. Like, realistically speaking, would these guys pay any more for your toilet? Would they have any more functionality? Let's be realistic here. Also, I could. You will be wearing a suit, so. You know, astronauts. It could just be collected from your suit. I'm just gonna say that. Don't like the idea much, but could be collected from your suit by a system. Maybe we don't need toilets. Maybe toilets are old technology for attendants. Hmm. That is quite the conundrum. What am I gonna do with toilets? I do have to have food. I will also have to somehow have a toilet. Ideally, your pod doesn't also work as a toilet. It wouldn't be ideal if it doubled as a toilet. Although, I mean, if I go by the idea of the shoot being of like the shoot being the toilet and a system just removes it, I guess I could have it just the system be inside the pod and it goes from there, but I'm not sure about that. There are a lot of things that I could add, like realistically speaking, you would want to have like a some kind of heat exchange system, water treatment, waste treatment in general. Although I suppose those would be lower down potentially. Like garbage disposal and recycling would definitely be lower down. Well, that would be at like the bottom. Yeah, so that's that though. I don't have anything else to add. Tomorrow is going to be either Gormand Part 2 or. Why does YouTube give me a reminder that I need to go to bed? How? Well, whatever. whatever, that doesn't matter. As I was saying, tomorrow will probably be gourmand, or we'll return to to the Pantheon, to Godhome, to Hallownest. It, I guess. Yeah, but no, we many great ideas. I am going to work on some of these. Probably going to work on them on stream, or at least some of them on stream, and I will do like the set, the menu, the start screen on my own. But we will see how it goes. But yeah, that is that for today. Thank you, Shimax, for joining. And I will see you again next time. Good evening and good night, a good night's sleep. See you again tomorrow.